Do you ever want to make bouillon but feel so intimidated by it because it takes so much time and it seems difficult? Well, it's not hard. I'm gonna show you how to do it easy breezy. It takes a little bit of time, but it's very easy. So hey, let's go ahead and get started. So for this, I'm keeping things traditional. I am using goat meat, but feel free to use whatever meat you want. The way I clean my goat meat is with a lot of lime juice, bitter orange juice, and vinegar and let it sit in the acidity for at least 30 minutes and then blanch it without boiling water and then that's it. And remove the excess fat and like skin stuff. For this recipe, I'm keeping my epis traditional, but feel free to make another type of epis, which I have a recipe on my channel. I will place the link in the description box below. A traditional epis is literally green onion, garlic, thyme, parsley, all fresh, clove, peppercorn, salt, and chicken bouillon because I am doing it for meat. If I was doing it for rice or something else, I wouldn't add the chicken bouillon. But that's it, and then use the mortar and pestle to ground it. There are other ways you could make a piece, but they're not traditional. The other ways when you add bell peppers and onion, those are not traditional. What I'm just showing you right now, that's the traditional epis. So this is why I'm making it this way to keep it very simple, and the soup will be very delicious and simple. Trust me on this. So if you do it that way, you could still do it that way and throw it in a blender. And if you're gonna put it in a blender, use some oil to make sure that it's smooth, blend it properly. As I'm preparing it for meat, I also added a Scotch Bonnet pepper to give it some spice, and it's goat. For me, goat gotta be a little spicy, you know? So go ahead, mash it up, and then it gotta look like this. This reminds me of home when I was a kid, when I was a little girl. So go ahead and now add the epis into the meat. Mix it well until it's all coated, and then set the meat aside. Let it marinate for at least 4 hours. Overnight is a lot better. For acidity, I use lime and bitter orange juice. I use this Goya brand, which is really, really good. If you can't find the actual sour orange. And go ahead, add a little, about a tablespoon and half of a lime. I normally add my mojo, uh, Goya mojo marinade, but I keep it the same because I wanted to keep this bouillon traditional, like very simple, like back home. And then added some olive oil for the marinating. And then go ahead and put it in the fridge and let it marinate overnight. If you don't have overnight, 4 hours is fine. But honestly, it's fine because I remember growing up back home when we were cooking, the same day we, marinate the meat, and within like a couple of hours, we go ahead and cook it. So it's fine. It's not, I mean, the meat is different, everything is different here, but you don't always have to marinate things for a long time. The longer you leave it, the better, but it's not necessary. So guys, I'm on a journey to reach 100,000 subscribers in 100 days. So I need you guys to watch my videos, like, comment, so YouTube could promote it to other people so I can get the subscribers. I moved to Dallas so I could work on my career, and this is what I'm doing, and I need all of your support, okay? So let's go ahead and start cooking the meat. So like I said, I personally marinated my meat overnight because, you know, that's what I do. Um, so to cook it, just go ahead and bring it to your pot. I added 4 cups of water because goat meat takes a little time to cook. Some bay leaves, and just go ahead, cover. You may add some more oil, but not necessary. And then cover it and let it cook. I cooked mine on medium high heat, and I added some more salt. Make sure you taste your thing after a while. The meat is boiled, after it's boiled, because you don't want to get sick, right? So after it's boiled, taste it to, adjust the seasoning. Like I said, you only saw that I used salt and 1 chicken bouillon cube. So cover and let it cook. If you have a pressure cooker, use it to save time. And the pressure cooker, the goat will be done in like 30 minutes. But I wanted to boil it that way because I don't know, because I have time. One thing I have is time. So I cooked it over the stove. Honestly, it took an hour. That's about an hour. Yeah, an hour. And then I didn't have to add any more water. The 4 cups was enough. Make sure you taste it like I said. So after it's cooked, set it aside, and now let's go ahead and prepare for the bouillon, actual the other stuff. So in your big pot, add water. So I added 12 cups of water in here. Okay, 12 cups of water because we're making bouillon and the broth is very important, right? Because we're not making chaka. You're making bouillon, you gotta have a lot of broth, so you need a lot of liquid. So for this, I added some scallion, green onions, garlic, lots of garlic. I love garlic. It's good for you, so add garlic, okay? Don't if I say 6 cloves of garlic, add 10, okay? Add some olive oil and then salt, garlic, scallion, which I am repeating, and then bring it to a boil. We're gonna let that boil for a little bit. Even when it comes to a boil, let it continue to boil because you want the flavors from the garlic and the scallion, right? So let's go ahead now and prepare our vegetables. My pan is from Hexclad if you're wondering. I will link it in the description box below. So for the vegetables, I am using a plantain, one green plantain, russet potato, white yam because I couldn't find the yellow one. They were not good and I wasn't going to waste my money in this economy. Mm-mm. White malinga, yuca, corn, and that's it for vegetables. But I love yellow yam more than white yam. But when I check them, they didn't. Back in Boston, when I go to the grocery store, I can ask them to cut it so I can see if it's good. Because I'm not gonna take it home and the next thing I know, it's bad. Like, who has time to be returning food at the grocery store? I don't. I mean, I know I have time, but like, I don't want to do that. That's too much. And yeah, so I ended up getting this one. I felt safer with that, so I took the white yam. But feel free to, if I could find yellow yam, I'd use yellow yam instead. Because the white yam breaks so cooks very, very fast. So go ahead and not dice, cut up your vegetables, whatever size you like, but don't cut them too big. You see the size I cut them? Don't cut them too big. I added corn because my grandmother loves to put corn in her bouillon, but you don't have to. It's optional. I love corn, so I like to add it. But it is totally optional. And bouillon is a vegetable stew. You can add whatever vegetable you like, to be honest with you. There's not a rule or law on what vegetables you can add. I personally don't like plantain. I'm adding it because I'm teaching you guys. But if I was all the time I'm making videos for me, I don't add plantain because I don't like it. I never eat plantain. For me, when it comes to bouillon, I only like the yellow yam in there, dumpling, and the meat and the broth. That's it for me. Everything else, I don't care for it. You know what I also like? I like the malinga. Yuca, I love yuca, so I'm okay with yuca in my bouillon. But I don't, I'm not, yeah, they're not necessary. But some people like a lot of stuff in their bouillon, and the bouillon becomes so thick. I like my bouillon to be like liquidy, to be thin, and just be sipping in it. Yeah. So you'll need some fresh thyme as well to add to it. So go ahead and cut up all your vegetables. Like I said, you don't have to add all these vegetables if you don't want to. If you don't like plantain, don't add it. But 100% don't skip on the malinga. The malinga gives the bouillon a very good taste. So I'd rather you skip on the potatoes instead of the malinga. Yeah, the malinga really does something. Yushia, malinga, Edo, whatever you call it. And the see the yam, see how like the other side was bad? Like all the stores that I went to, they wouldn't cut it for me to see if it's like good. So I just took a chance with that one. And half of it was good and the other half was not. So I think from now on, like, that's crazy though. They need to do better. But anyways, for this, I'm also adding dumpling. I love dumpling in my bouillon. And dumpling is very easy. It's literally flour, water, salt. So I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and you'll need about a cup of water. You won't use all of it, just about 3/4 of it, and add a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon of salt to give it taste. And then go ahead and add your water to the flour until it turns into a dough. Some people like their dumplings soft, but I like mine's hard. Like hard balls. But yeah, I mean, I don't like mine soft. I like mine's hard. But hey, if you like soft balls, baby, I ain't judging you. I'm not gonna judge you. Actually, I am judging you. Why would you like soft balls? Like, ew. But yeah. So make yours. You know what? You do you. I like mine hard. I'm gonna have mine hard. But you know what's funny though? Mine weren't actually even as hard as I wanted them to because I actually added a little bit too much water. That's why I said you won't need the whole cup of water. So you just add water until if whatever consistency you like. Okay, whatever you like. If you like the balls soft, make them soft. If you like them hard, make them hard. So the less water you add, the harder they're gonna be. But I actually add a little bit too much water, so um, don't follow me 100% on that. So go ahead, let form it into a dough, and then you knead it for like 5 minutes or less until it's beautiful dough, and then you go ahead and form your dumplings. I like to do balls, but I also like to do the long ones, but I prefer the balls because I like to just take one and just shove it up my mouth, like like but a decent size, so I don't have to like bite onto it and then like just a whole ball like. Ah. I mean, something is wrong with me. I don't know. Anyways, y'all, please, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I haven't had balls in a long time, and anyways, let's go back to the recipe. I'm dying right now. Um, so you see my balls? Yeah, but they weren't too soft, but they were not as hard as I like them because I like them really hard, like hard balls. I love hard balls. Anyways, okay, let's move on from the ball talk because it's not good for my soul. Let me not talk about that stuff right now. Balls. Anyways, why? Let's talk about food. Okay. So once you're done with your balls, your dumpling, we're gonna go ahead and do our. Well, I'm sorry. I'm like losing track. I can't stop thinking about balls. Oh my god. Oh Lord. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's go ahead. Once you're done with your dumplings, we're gonna go ahead and bring it to the boil water. Remember the water we boiled with the garlic and the scallion? So we're gonna add all the vegetable, everything at once. Okay, everything at once, because they're all gonna cook at the same time, all of them. So let's go ahead and transfer everything into the water, including the bowls. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I yes, like I said, mine were a little bit soft, so I had to like reshape them a little bit. So if then weren't if yours are not as soft, you won't have to do all of that work. All right, I gotta say, while we're adding these stuff to the water, if you're enjoying my video so far and you like my channel, you should be subscribed. I mean, if you're not subscribed and you're watching to this point, at this time, I expect you to pause this video and subscribe. Make sure you give it a thumbs up at least. Like come on, help a girl out, please. I'm begging you, please subscribe. If you subscribe, you're gonna change my life, and I'm trying to change my life. Okay, so that way I don't have to keep talking about balls like this. Okay, so add the vegetables and give it a stir. And I added blue crabs in my bouillon. Not everybody put crab in their bouillon, but listen, adding crab in your bouillon, oh, it's like adding crab in your legume, yo. It just makes everything so much better. It's like tastier. Ugh, I want legume right now. I should make legume soon. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of craving legume right now with crab and everything in it. Yeah. I'm gonna make legumes soon. I don't know when, but I said soon, but that's like probably 2 months from now or 3 months from now, though. This is what I mean by soon. So cover it, let it boil for 10 minutes. The vegetable, like I said, won't take too long to cook. So boil it for 10 minutes, and then now we're gonna go ahead and add the goat meat. So all the flavor from the goat meat is gonna go in that big pot of water, and it's gonna be so yummy, right? So make sure your meat is well seasoned, well, you know, like that, and then just go ahead and add it, and it's gonna taste so. You guys, that bouillon is so good. My only issue with this bouillon was the spinach because I used frozen spinach. I couldn't find fresh spinach. The one that I found, because I just moved to Dallas and I've only been here for 2 weeks, 3 weeks now. So I'm still learning about the grocery stores, and I had to use this freaking frozen spinach. Kind of make it look ugh, but if you could find fresh spinach, honey, use it, please. Please use fresh spinach or use watercress. Okay? Yeah, the spinach just kind of like change things. Like it tasted fine. It just I like the look. I like the look of it. Like that's not how. Yeah. Anyways, I forgot to put carrots. I realized that today when I was in the fridge. I was making my salad and I was putting my salad together to go eat for lunch, and I realized I didn't use the carrots. But please add carrots. I knew I was missing something. I knew I was missing some color. That carrot would have been so nice in it. Anyways, please subscribe. Help me. Help me. I'm begging you. Subscribe. Anyways, once you add the meat, let it boil again. Let it simmer on low heat at this time. Low heat for 10 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes. And then this is your bouillon, you guys. This is it. It's super easy, you guys. It takes a little time, but it's easy. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you soon. Bye.